Okay, let's start.
From the dawn of civilization, humanity's hunger for energy has been ever increasing. But this hunger has a cost. It has placed the world at a tipping point. A disaster is brewing. It's essential for humans to look beyond fossil fuels as energy resources. But what can be that alternative? Hello everyone, I am the hydrogen guy. Sometimes I also go by the name of Satadru, and I might have a solution to the global energy crisis. Now that you have met the hydrogen guy, let's just keep him aside for a second. Let us now talk nano. Not that nano, I mean nanomaterials. Nano means small, very, very small. Like can't see with your eyes small. And when things get that small, strange things start to happen. I work with nanomaterials. But first, here's a history trivia. Nanomaterials are not new. They have been in use since the 4th century AD. The Romans had built a cup. Scientists later found out that this cup had traces of gold, silver, and copper nanoparticles. And these particles used to interact with light. And the cup used to change its color. Fascinating. Those Romans, I tell you, they were always up to something. Nanomaterials can be of different sizes and shapes. Zero-dimensional nanomaterials look more like particles, and all their dimensions, like length, breadth, and height, are below 100 nanometers. Then there are one-dimensional nanomaterials, which look more like tubes or rods, and only 2 of the dimensions are below 100 nanometers. And then there are 2D nanomaterials, where only one dimension is below 100 nanometers, and they look more like sheets, nanosheets. And I told to myself, these 2D materials are going to help me get a PhD. But do you guys know which is the most famous 2D material? It's graphene. But I don't work with graphene. I work with titanium diboride, where titanium atoms are sandwiched in between layers of boron. You don't really have to remember that. But know this, over the years, I have built an expertise in making nanosheets from bulk titanium diboride. Then I found out the nanosheets have unique properties. What are they? Well, for starters, these nanosheets can be made in large enough quantities in both solid as well as in liquid form. These nanosheets can transform themselves into a gel-like substance. And if we combine enough of these nanosheets together, we can even make paper-like structures, a nanopaper, so to speak. But I have saved the best for the last. These nanosheets can interact with light. Not just any light, visible light. You can say light excites these nanosheets. I got excited too. And I thought, can I use this for something good? Okay, I won't create any more suspense over here. I simply tried to use the nanosheets with light to break apart water. Why? Hydrogen, man, hydrogen. Alternate energy resources and all that. But the life of a researcher is never that simple. These nanosheets, even with the presence of light, could not break apart water and produce hydrogen. Hopes were dashed. But not to worry. Even in the throes of despair, I turned to a very familiar metal for help. And this metal has always been a safe investment bet. Enter gold. Oh my God. So Sona, for all you out here, means gold. Yeah, that was my feeling too. So I used gold. Not just any gold. I made gold nano triangles. And then when I put them on top of the nano sheets and light was shined through, water was indeed breaking apart and hydrogen was being formed. So what happened? What changed? The nano triangles made the nano sheets even more sensitive to light. Technically speaking, I was photocatalytically splitting up water. And the amount of hydrogen that was being formed was significant because I did not use any hi-fi stuff. But then again, research has its quirks. A puzzle came up. What if some of you asked me, you did this inside the lab? So what? What about outside the lab? The real world conditions? A $1 million question, isn't it? And it was a heavy, heavy question that weighed on me like a 1,000-ton brick. One day, still grappling with that question, I had gone to the balcony to have a cup of tea without the sugar. The sun was simply beating down. And that's when it dawned on me, the sun is the biggest light source that this planet has. What if I used the nanosheets and the nano triangles together under sunlight? So, I brought something for you guys. This is from one of my experiments. I took a test tube, put the nanosheets and nano triangles together inside of it, filled it with water, and placed it under sunlight. And within minutes, hydrogen bubbles were forming. It was happening. I had overcome a major obstacle. Okay, now let's bring the hydrogen guy back. Through this research, I have shown that it is indeed possible to break apart water and produce hydrogen using the nanosheets and light. But wait, that's not all. These nanosheets can even be used in batteries and even for carbon dioxide capture. The holy trifecta. Any industry representatives amongst us today? Well, feel free to reach out to me if you think any of these ideas can be commercialized. My research is but a humble step in trying to alleviate the global energy crisis that is facing us all today. I have reached the end of my Grand Slam? No, Science Slam. Thank you, and let us all pledge to make this planet a better place to live.